most people in America never make it, and it's not because they're lazy, it's because they believe a lie. And if you're over 50, you've been told this lie your entire life. Today I'm going to dismantle it. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the one rule that separates those who thrive from those who struggle. It's not complicated, but if you miss it, you stay stuck, and I don't want that for you. We've got a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Before we get into this, I want to know where in America are you watching this from? Drop your city or state in the comments. I want to see just how far this message is reaching. And if you're ready to finally understand what's really holding people back in this country, like the video, it helps it reach more wonderful people like you. And subscribe if you want real strategies backed by reality. Let's make this conversation personal. You've worked hard. You followed the rules. But something feels off. You did everything society told you to do. Go to school, get a job, pay your dues. And yet here you are asking, why doesn't it feel like I've made it? That's not failure. That's awakening. You're waking up to the idea that maybe success in America isn't about effort alone. Maybe it's about something else. Something no one taught you in school and no one will say out loud. There's one rule I use in every company I build, every problem I solve, every breakthrough I lead, and no, it's not work hard. Everyone already does that. And it's not take risks. That's too vague. This rule is so clear, so simple that it will flip the way you see the rest of your life. But I'm not giving it to you yet. Because first, high speed, you need to see what's been holding you back. Then the rule will make sense. And once it clicks, you'll never go back to the old way of thinking. Here's what I believe is the most dangerous lie in America. That success is about finding the right opportunity. That if you just get the break, the right job, the right connection, then you'll make it. But let me ask you something honestly. How many people do you know who got the job, who got the degree, who got the house, and still feel like something's missing? Still stressed, still broke, still afraid of the future. The truth is, most people aren't stuck because they lack opportunity. They're stuck because they're waiting, waiting for permission, waiting for perfect, waiting for someone else to say, now you can begin. But what if the breakthrough you need doesn't come from outside you? I once met a man in Texas. He was 63, worked construction most of his life, lost his pension when the company folded. He told me, Elon, I feel like I missed my window. Like it's too late now. And I said, that's a lie. The world lied to you about time. You're not running out of time. You're running out of belief. And belief is something you can change right now. If you're over 50, you are not too late. You are not behind. And you do not need to start over. What you need is to stop listening to voices that were never meant to guide your destiny. God didn't bring you this far to let you fade out. If you're still breathing, you're still becoming. And that brings me to a question I want you to really ask yourself. What if everything you've done a high speed, everything you've learned was preparing you for the most productive decade of your life? What if your best work hasn't even started yet? You don't need another hack. You need clarity. You need to break free of the old model of success because it's broken. The next part of your life will not be powered by what the world says you should do, but by what you know you must do now. In this conversation, I'm going to give you the mindset shift that turns ordinary people into mission-driven builders. P'd. No age limits, no permission slips, just one decision. If you've been feeling stuck, it's not because you're finished. P'd, it's because you're about to shift. Next, I'll show you the invisible wall keeping millions of Americans stuck and exactly how to break through it starting now. But first, drop your age in the comments. I want to prove something about possibility. And if you're still here, P'd, you're already ahead of 90% of people who click away. You're not like them. You finish what you start. B, if you feel stuck right now, it's not because you're not talented. It's not because you're too old. It's because there's a wall and you didn't build it. P'd. But it's standing between you and then the life you were meant to live. You can't always see it. But you felt it. B. And today we're going to expose it. And once you see the wall, you can finally stop blaming yourself for being behind. In fact, if this is hitting something deep in you, type "I'm ready" in the comments. Not for me, for yourself. That's your way of saying, I'm not going to keep living behind this wall anymore. And if you haven't yet, like the video and subscribe. This isn't just a video. It's a turning point for you and someone else, P'd. And I want you here for the entire journey. I talk to Americans across the country, New Jersey to Oregon, P'd, Florida to Minnesota. And again, I hear the same thing. I want to do more, but I don't know where to start. P, I used to dream bigger, but now I feel tired, behind, invisible. Listen to me carefully. You're not behind. You've been blocked. Not by laziness, but by a mental friction. P'd. It's what happens when life conditions you to believe that progress only belongs to the young or the connected or the lucky. And that conditioning, that's the invisible wall. The invisible wall is made of 3 bricks. 1, doubt. P'd, the voice that says it's too late to delay. The belief that now is not the right time. 3, disqualification. The whisper that says, who do you think you are? Sound familiar? That's not truth. That's programming. And it's subtle because it sounds reasonable, but it's a trap because once you accept those beliefs, you don't need anyone else to hold you back. You start doing it for them. I met a man named John in Ohio. He was 58. P'd. He said to me, Elon, I used to run my own shop, but when the economy tanked, I shut it down. Now I stock shelves at night. P, I feel like that part of me is gone. I looked him in the eye and said, John, you didn't go anywhere. Your opportunity just got buried under disappointment. See, you may have lost money, you may have lost momentum, speed, but you haven't lost your mind, you haven't lost your experience, and that's the one thing the wall can never take from you. P'd, your potential, and potential doesn't expire. You were taught that starting something new after 50 is risky. But here's what the data actually shows. People over 50 are twice as likely to succeed in business than those in their 30s. Why? Because experience, judgment, and endurance matter more than energy. Your age isn't your limitation, it's your advantage. But no one ever told you that. Society says retire, but your purpose says reinvent. And the wall only stays up if you keep believing what the system told you about success. So I want to ask you this right now. What dream, what idea, what mission have you quietly buried because you assumed it was too late? Comment it below one sentence, P'd, because the moment you put it in writing, that dream starts breathing again. And don't do this for me. Do it because your story is not done. And America needs what you've been holding back. You want to start tearing down that wall? Here's one thing you can do today. And it only takes 5 minutes. Write down 3 things you've done in your life that took courage. That could be raising a family, overcoming an illness, starting a business. Write them down. That's your proof of power. And when doubt shows up tomorrow morning, you have evidence. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from strength. And strength is the real foundation of momentum. I'm a man of science, yes, but I also believe in something higher. You weren't placed here randomly. There's a reason you've survived what you've survived. There's a reason this message found you now. Speed. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in calling. And calling requires clarity and courage. If you pray, ask for both. Speed. If you reflect, ask yourself this. What would I build if I stopped waiting for permission? You've just removed the first break, but we're not done yet. Next, I'm going to walk you through the mindset that built every company I've launched. Speed. The thinking pattern that took me from South Africa to Silicon Valley, and how you can install it today. High speed, no matter your background or your age. If you're still with me, you're not just watching a video, you're starting a new chapter and we're going deeper. You don't need a fresh start. But you need a new lens, because the most powerful people in America aren't the ones with perfect resumes. They're the ones who think like builders, and you can learn that right now. Even if you're starting from zero, a high speed. But let me be clear, if you still believe that success is about credentials, this part will challenge you. Let's get honest. P, have you ever felt like the world just passed you by? Like your kids grew up, tech took over, and you got left behind. If you've ever whispered to yourself, I don't know where to begin anymore, comment begin again below, because that's not weakness, that's readiness, and it takes courage to admit it. B, let me define something clearly. A builder isn't someone who has tools or capital. A builder is someone who creates value with what they already have. That includes your wisdom, your scars, your patience, your skills, even your failures. See, the system made you believe building something was for the young, the bold, the tech-savvy. But most of the greatest businesses in America were built by people over 40, some over 60. Why? Because you build better when you understand what really matters. Let me tell you about Robert. He was 62 when he lost his job at a paper plant in North Carolina. No severance, no savings, just Social Security. But he had one thing, a recipe. His wife's sweet potato pie. He started baking one batch at a time, selling to churches, neighbors, small markets. Fast forward 5 years, his pies are on shelves across 5 states. Robert didn't build that business because he was lucky. He built it because he stopped thinking like an employee and started thinking like a builder. He didn't wait to be picked. He picked himself. So how do you think like a builder? Let me give you 3 shifts that change everything. 1, speed from permission to initiation. Stop waiting to be told it's okay to start. Start small, messy, quiet, but start. Every business I built, Tesla, Space, Neuralink, began with the same internal question. What problem can I solve today? 2, from resources to resourcefulness. You don't need more money. You need more creativity. You have a phone. You have access to more tools than any inventor at 100 years ago. 3, from fear of failure to focus on usefulness. Ask, what if I fail? Ask, who could this help? Because people don't care if you stumble. They care if you show up for them. Let's make this real. Right now, think of one small problem people in your community deal with every day. Traffic, grocery delivery, loneliness, home safety. Write it in the comments. Why? because problems are seeds and builders grow solutions. Even at 50, even at 70 speed, even with nothing but your mind and a notebook, there's a verse that says, do not despise small beginnings. God is not looking for perfection. He's looking for obedience. That gentle yes that says, I'll try again even if I'm afraid. That moment of quiet willingness, that's the spark every builder needs. Speed. If you've been praying, Lord, give me one more chance. Maybe this is the answer. Speed. Maybe the thing you're called to build is still waiting on you. Let me be clear.